Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Builder series here, webinar for all of our Quinn lovers and users out there. For those of you that haven't joined before, my name's Gabe. I'm one of the co-founders here. We also have Jason here in the Q&A, so he's going to be hanging out with us today and answering all those questions. But we're really excited to get into a topic that's come up quite a bit here in our support channels here recently. And it is really a powerful workflow to take Quinn to the next level to automate some of those, something that takes a ton of time, which is generating documents or sending out emails or communications that look a certain way. So today's session is going to be jam-packed with learning all about Quinn's feature templates, how to set those up, what they are. There's some technical things here that we'll go through here together today. But I'll walk us through kind of a couple of slides here just to kind of introduce the topic. And then we're going to actually build some documents here together today. So if you have your Quinn account open, feel free to follow along here. You can set things up. We'll have time for Q&A here at the end. This will be just a quick 30-minute session, about 20 minutes of content here, and we'll have plenty of time for questions. But if you do have those questions along the way, throw those in the Q&A section. Jason's going to get those back to you real time, and then we'll discuss those here at the end. So let's go ahead and jump in here. So like I mentioned, templates here are going to serve your Quinn Assistant for a way to really customize any type of output that you want to generate here with your Quinn Assistant. Now, these could be sending out emails that look a certain way. They could also be documents, whether those are like the Charles Schwab Fidelity forms that need to be filled out for opening accounts, or these could be new client agreements that are kind of Word documents. So there are really three types of document templates that you can set up. We have an in-app editor that I'll show you here today with a couple of use cases. We have the ability to upload a Word document template with some merge fields, and I'll show you what those are today. And then those fillable PDF documents, which is pretty popular for a lot of our advisors, you're going to be able to upload those, and I'll show you how to go through those today there as well. And we're going to demo everything that we talk about. So first off, like I mentioned, what is a template? It really defines the format of an output. So you can set this up, and then you can add that to a workflow for Quinn, whether that's something that runs once a week, it's something that is triggered by something that's said in a conversation, or you're going to be able to just simply ask Quinn, hey, generate this document for me. And that can be done via text message, our chat, Slack, Teams, or even email. And Quinn's going to go find the information regarding that person you want to send that document to, fill in that information to tailor and personalize that, and send that out. So we'll go through all of those different examples. One thing that does come up around confusion is what's a template versus instructions or guidelines that I may have for one of my workflows? Really good question. Your templates are going to be really hard coded almost. They're going to, every time that we generate something using a template, it's going to look exactly the same every time. So if you're looking for something that's client facing, email, document, agenda, that you want it to look exactly the same, utilize a template. If you're using guidelines within a workflow, whether it's your note taker or your daily brief or something else, you can just add those instructions there. The AI is going to use those instructions loosely to improvise. So it'll never necessarily look exactly the same. It'll look close, but it won't look exactly the same. So if you need it to be exact, use a template. If you're okay with Quinn improvising a little bit and looking a bit different, like internal notes, internal communications, then you can just get away with just the guidelines there. There's too much with the slides there, so I won't go back and recap there. But like I mentioned before, the three type of templates that we'll go through here today are going to be our in-app editor, Word document templates if you have those, as well as any fillable PDFs. All right. So just like we have with our workflows, we do have a library of pre-built templates for you to peruse. So I definitely always recommend everyone to go through this Discover section. There might be something around meeting prep and agendas, after meeting recaps, client annual letters that we might already have built that might look great for you and could work out of the box. You can customize all of these as well. So if you want to look a little bit different, you'll be able to open that up and make some changes. So that'll just save you some time. All right, so let's get into how this works. I'm going to demo each one of these different templates that we have here today. Our first one that I want to demo is our in-app editor. This is where you're going to be able to build your document right there within Quinn. And you're going to be able to add little merge fields here, like you're seeing on the screen, to where you want Quinn to merge in data. And within the in-app editor, they're just going to be these little blocks or these little curly things there. If you see underneath purpose of this meeting, where it says 1 to 2 sentences from calendar or CRM, you're putting things in those brackets. Quinn will go out, find the information regarding this person or household, and then come back and add information here from the data that you have in your CRM, emails, other connected systems, and it'll look very nice for you. So let's go ahead and set up your first template. You're going to log into your Quinn account. We're going to come over into the setup mode here, and then we're going to come into templates. The library that I was discussing earlier, we do have quite a few different templates that are already built. So if any of these resonate with you, you can go ahead and just hit this plus icon and you can start customizing from there and utilizing these pre-built templates. If you want to build your own, you're just going to click the Add Template button and you're going to choose the type of template that you're working with, whether it's a fillable PDF like a Charles Schwab or Fidelity form, a Word document template, or starting from scratch is going to be our in-app editor, which I'm going to showcase here first. And what we'll look at here first is going to be a meeting agenda, which this is available here within our library here. And when you set this up, you're going to see that the template's built, it looks nice. You're going to have all of these different features here available that are pretty much the same as what you're going to have within Word to add a lot of design to this, whether it's inputting your logo or background color or choosing a certain font type. Where you want to merge in data or you want Quinn to go find data in your systems and bring it back and merge it, you're going to put these little brackets on the front side and the back side. And this is considered a merge field. And then you'll title this merge field something relevant so that Quinn understands what this is. So when it's finding data, it knows what to put here. So in this example, meeting title, date, Quinn's going to understand those things. Don't use some name that's completely abstract, like a bunch of numbers. Quinn will have no idea what that is. Just assume this is a human looking at this and going to find data, and Quinn will do a good job. Down here within our meeting agenda template, we wanted to list out the folks that are going to be attending the meeting, their name as well as their role. So you'll see this within these brackets. Again, go find the information from the folks that you're meeting with and fill in this information, as well as agenda items. You can be pretty abstract with what you want to merge in data here. So this could be topic, goal, key points to discuss. Quinn pulls in all the information regarding who you're meeting with and is going to fill in the blanks of important things from an agenda perspective because it's built to do this. So you can see we have multiple different topics and goals, typically listing 3, at least in our template. If you wanted more or less, you could change that. And then we can include some supporting materials. If you do have links that you want to include in these agendas, you can include those as well. And then as far as your company name, we can take that and merge that here. So it's going to look like a very nice design document. So pretty easy to set up there. As far as the output, it'll look very nice. Like I mentioned, you're able to kind of preview this here within the template section. So once you publish this, you can come down here and you can hit preview. And Quinn can pull in some data here regarding some folks that are in your CRM. So in this case, it pulled in quarterly strategy review, where it was taking place, the attendees, and it included some different agenda items here from this setup here. I do want to show you, once this is set up, we can include this in a workflow. So the next step is, when do you want this meeting agenda to be generated? Now, you could always ask Quinn, hey, generate this meeting agenda via chat, via text message, via email, and Quinn will go generate that for you. The big power of Quinn is for it to do this automatically. So a popular use case here with this workflow would be to send out a meeting agenda 2 weeks in advance of when you're meeting with someone, drafting an email and sending that over with them to confirm the agenda, as well as adding any other items they'd like to discuss. So what I've done here is built out a workflow called Advanced Meeting Agenda Email. And this workflow is going to run automatically on a recurring schedule, which I have this to run every Monday. And what Quinn does in the instructions in this workflow is it looks at my calendar 2 weeks in advance, sees who I'm meeting with, and then it drafts a meeting agenda email and generates a meeting agenda document that's attached for each household that I'm meeting with. These instructions here are just telling it to go search for information within Wealthbox, my CRM, Precise FP, emails, calendar, and then come back and populating this document here, and gave it a little bit of a template here on the email. So ultimately, I ran this here so you can see this in test mode, and this kind of shows you what it did. It pulled all the data regarding Raul Patel, which is one of my households in my CRM and other tools. It found certain information, and then it drafted this email and attached a document. Then it also added in notes within my tools, Wealthbox and Precise FP, reminding me that I sent out this agenda. And then what that agenda looks like with real data looks like this. So that mid-year financial review, meeting with the Patel family, and then it's pulling in specific agenda items based off the data that I have within my systems. So you can see this is designed very nicely. It's including relevant, interesting information and asking them to confirm that. And I'll pull up the email here too, just show you the full workflow. Pull this across. So this ultimately gets added to your draft folder. It's personalized, and that meeting agenda is then attached right there that we're just viewing. So really good use case to include the template, as well as adding the template into a workflow. Another example I want to show you here of the power of the in-app editor would be an annual review. Pretty much most advisors are doing some sort of an annual review letter. This is something that's available within our template library. You just click a button and download it. It's going to look nice and designed like this, and you can add your own logos and different things there. You can see these merge fields again, where I want data to be merged in, and to list out key achievements for the year, as well as performance metrics, which numbers I'll pull, any projects that we worked on and were completed, as well as some other data points that are going to be interesting here within this review. Ultimately, I ran this here for Marcus Chen, and I'll show this to you. This pulled all the information here from my tools, generated this annual client letter with Marcus's information. So you can see this looks very nice and neat, designed, and really you didn't have to do anything. Quinn's doing the heavy lifting off of this. I also did this here for Raul Patel. Again, I use this family a lot. And this is, again, pulling information from my systems and what that looked like as well, just like it did with Marcus Chen. It's pulling in their specific data, listing out the key achievements, performance metrics that are going to look really nice based off his portfolio, and including other projects, value delivered, challenges, feedback, and others. And then in that workflow, I built this out to then send that email as well. So you'll see this email that automatically got drafted here to go out to Raul with his annual client letter right there. So really powerful workflow. A lot of people are going to run that, in December, and they can do that for all of their clients. So those are all generated. All right, let's go back to take a look at Word templates next. And if you do have questions, go ahead and throw those in the chat. Like I said, Jason's there and he can answer those because I know I'm throwing a bunch at you guys. Word document templates. If you do have some sort of a Word document template, we can help with that as well. It's a little bit different than the in-app editor. You're actually going to build this out, obviously in Word, and our merge fields look a little bit different. There are these squiggly looking brackets. So wherever you want Quinn to merge in data, you're going to put a merge field with these squiggly brackets on the front end and the back end, and Quinn will recognize that and be able to map data to the correct spots. This could be point data like first name or last name, or it could be more kind of abstract data where Quinn's going to use AI to process the data and input like a goal summary or life events within a list. So let's take a look at this. Pull over first off my Word template. All right. So what we're going to demo here is going to be an annual client letter again. I just showcased that in our in-app editor. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like in a Word template. So we have our letter here. I've added a nice header. I've also added a footer at the bottom. Anywhere I want data to be merged in, I've included these merge tags. You'll notice that here I have a $sign in front. So it's squiggly bracket, $, the merge field, and then a bracket. You can use the $sign or not. Quinn's smart around that. It's not necessary. But you're going to put in these different merge fields where you want data to be merged. And like I said, you can include these merge fields like year review summary. So Quinn's going to process all the information for this household and then be able to include a paragraph in this section that'll look nice. It'll list out milestones because it's going to understand those things and ultimately allow you to generate this either ad hoc by you asking Quinn or being part of a workflow. So let's show you how this is set up. Open this up. All right. I want to come over and show you something else as well. So again, where you'll start is going to come into the template section, hit add template. For the Word template, you're going to choose upload Word document here. And then you're simply going to upload that Word document in this section here. Once you do that, we're going to pull some data from that file. So it'll use the file name as the title, but you can change that. And then you can choose your output. So with a Word template, we can output a PDF, which most folks do. We can also generate a Word document as well if you'd like. And then you can include some different instructions that you'd like here for the guideline. I've just included some around how I want my email to be drafted, where the client letter is going to be attached. And again, it didn't look this nice. If you haven't used it before, we have a optimize button here, so you can type things in here with Chicken Scratch. Use this. Quinn will be your AI prompt engineer, so this will write this a bit more declarative and ensure more consistency on the back end there. So once this is uploaded here, then really you're ready to go. You can ask Quinn to generate this document, or we can bake this into a workflow, and I'll give you an example. So what I had Quinn do is I just chatted with Quinn. I said, hey, generate my annual client letter for, again, Raul Patel and his family. It listed out where it gathered data here, mainly from Wealthbox, Precise FP, and my emails. And then it drafted this email and included an attachment. And we'll take a look at this document that it created. It pulled in my firm name here, obviously mock firm, my information, and the header and footer. and then merged in date, name, some simple things here, but we also included in these different milestones, kind of overall what we did this year for the client, as well as some things that we're looking forward to here in the future. Again, Quinn's very smart. It pulls all the data, and then it's going to be able to kind of match this and give you a very nice product on the output. And then with the email here, I showed this with the other workflow, but this is going to be added to your draft folder. It's going to be personalized to Raul here, referencing the letter, and that will be attached here for their review. And then you can include this in a workflow there as well. Maybe if you want to run all of these annual client letters automatically, if you do these at the end of the year, you could set this up to where this runs for all of your clients on December 1st, or choose a different date, and then that's just going to automatically run for you. So automation is the name of the game here once we get all this set up. All right. Again, throw those questions in the chat there, and we'll have some time for those. Our last one here is going to be our PDF editor. So this is a pretty popular one because of all the different Charles Schwab and Fidelity account opening forms. What you're going to do with this is you're going to ultimately open this fillable PDF in an PDF editor. There's lots of good ones out there, Adobe, Nitro, PDF Gear, and we're going to make sure that the fillable fields have names in them. So I just took my fillable PDF here, which is a new client intake form, and I'm opening this up in PDF Gear, and you can see I have field names here behind the scenes of all of these different things. Now, a Charles Schwab form, a lot of times they're going to have really ugly field names. I'll show you a couple ways we can fix those. You can change these here right within the form. Just come to Properties, change the name, and hit Save, and go through each of those, and that will ensure more accuracy around generation of the document. It does take a bit of time on the front end, but then going forward, it's set up. And then you'll simply come in here, and you're again going to go through that setup process, choose new template, choose PDF, and then it'll bring you in here, give this a name, and then you can add some instructions here of where you want Quinn to go find the data here to be able to generate this. With our DocuSign integration, we can automatically generate this and pass this over to your DocuSign account in draft mode. So you can make some edits there and then send it out from there, which is a pretty common workflow. So from there, you can ask Quinn, generate this new client form. It'll pull the data, generate the document, and then it ends up in your draft folder over here in DocuSign. Ultimately, we merged in the data. This again is for the Raul or the Patel family. I merged in the data here, and this pulled us from all of my systems. We can handle checkboxes here as well. And then ultimately, we can send this over to our recipient. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. Looks like I got logged out of my center there. 1 second. All right, so this is our form here. This has been sent out here to Raul Patel, has the information, and then he's going to be guided down here to sign in the correct spot as well as date, and that gets that back to you. So full automation around document creation around this. Again, a bit of a setup here, but once this is set up, this is running behind the scenes there, automatic. So taking a look at our time here, I ran a little bit longer than I expected, but we do have a handful of minutes here. Jason, do we have any questions that have come in along the way?
No open questions in the Q&A, so you might have some on your side.
Okay, let me take a look here. All right, looks like we have a couple of questions that came in here. The first one is, can the Quinn team offer any setup here around these document templates? Yeah, good question. Definitely, we have for professional services here. So if you guys have documents that's taking you time and you want to set this up, you can reach out to us. We can set up an engagement there with you and get all of your documents uploaded here to your account, set up different workflows and automate those. So if this looks a bit tricky and daunting, which I promise you it's not, we're happy to take that off your plate. Just reach out to us and let us know around that.
Gabe, we just had a question from Nathan Servin come in. Do you pull data from the custodian?
Good question, Nathan. Currently, we don't directly. We're working on getting those integrations put in place here very soon, Charles Schwab specifically. So hope to have those built as soon as they can get us what we need to build it. But if you are taking that custodial data and pushing it back to your CRM, we can pull that data from your CRM and then use that to populate the documents. Awesome. Looks like we've got another question on my side here. I noticed the merge fields. Looks like I noticed the merge fields are different for the in-app editor and the Microsoft Word. Why is that? That's just kind of how the program is set up there. So it is a little bit different on the brackets, but we have support articles, and then we're obviously here to support you on setup with that. So great question. And looks like we've got another question here around time it takes to set up these document templates. Yeah, look, as far as the in-app editor and the Word templates, they're pretty easy. Shouldn't take you too much time to get those done. Just kind of thinking through where you want data merged. The fillable PDFs do take a bit more time, kind of going through and getting those set up there. So again, if you've got the time, we have videos, we have support articles to walk you through that. Or if you want us to help you with that, just reach out and we can help. Okay, great. Well, looks like we are at time. So thank you so much for your time here today and the questions. Our next webinar is coming up on July 8th. It's going to be all around post-meeting workflow and how to tailor that. So if you're interested in taking kind of your note taker and post-meeting workflow to the next level, definitely add that to the calendar there. We'll be sending out notifications. And if you guys have any questions around this, we're here. Reach out to us at help@heyquinn.io, and we'll be happy to take care of you. Thank you.